Hi, welcome to our FA Cup match versus Hardley Athletic, another Division 1 team. And yeah, it's really just a case of we're the underdogs, we know it, got to try and get a result somehow. Bringing Lucas into the starting lineup because we play on the long ball from the back. He's got a bit better passing than the player he's replaced. Hopefully that'll help. I don't know. I mean, he's only played one game off the bench and he got a 9 and an assist, so seemingly he can create goals based on that very limited evidence. And the player we were starting really hadn't been playing very well at all. But this guy was only ever intended to be a backup. I mean, this guy was in our starting squad. I think it's just a case that we need to sign some more players really to suit our tactics. That's the problem. We don't have a complete squad. That's the real issue here. Anyway, we get a match underway and hopefully we don't concede an early goal like we did last time, because that really just hurt a lot and gave us a real uphill struggle. I'm already going to pause it because not going well, is it? Now, not sure there's a lot we can do, to be honest. Oh god, I've got to pause it again. It's really going bad. Now we've conceded. Should have changed something. We didn't. We've conceded, and now it just is a case that I think we just got to keep going, because the main changes we could have made would somehow go more defensive. We can't really do anything to go more attacking. We're already quite attacking. We just don't have the skills at all to play short passing. We could try and go mixed, a bit more direct maybe, but again I just don't think we have the skills for that either, or the intellect. So much so that I just don't even think it's worth trying it. I think we just stick with it and just hope we get lucky. I mean, last time we gave him a match, we just got unlucky in our last cup match, and this time I think it's a little bit the same really, that we just need to get a bit lucky instead of a bit unlucky, and maybe we will get a result here. And again, we had just as many shots, nearly the same possession. Actually, it's not going that bad. The only thing that's going bad is that we're losing. Very similar to last match. I think already we've got to up the tempo. Let's just be with it. We're outplaying them a little bit, but just a shame that we've just been unlucky when we need. Just been a little bit unlucky when we just need really to be a little bit lucky. They're obviously going to be hard to break down. They're playing 5 across the back and a holding midfielder. It's going to be really hard. Genuinely are outplaying them, which is a real shame, but hopefully we can come good. But against a team set up this defensive, I don't know, maybe we can have another 7 chances. Maybe that's enough for a goal. Guess we just plug away and keep with it. I think we're doing alright here. Let's just keep with it. Substitutions having a good impact could be really important here. It's 93% on that right wing. We've not had a shot this half. I feel like that's not acceptable. So let's pause it and try and do something to keep the momentum. Let's make a sub. And really we have faded away here. We need to make another sub. I think it's not acceptable at all. And let's get on another fresh player, and we might have to make a third sub very quickly here as well. It's a real shame. I don't know what we do from here. I guess we pause and think, because we've got time. We've got to change something, that's for sure, because this just ain't working. I guess we just go really attacking, put another striker on, go attacking, and I guess that's that. Let's just try, see what happens. Let's go here. We had to take the risk and didn't work out, basically. It didn't work out. Gives a sliver of hope. A sliver of hope. And I think we're very committed. I don't know, maybe we're overcommitted. Let's just try and be a bit smart about this. I think we can try and do a little bit to balance this up. No, we can't. 2 strikers. There's nothing we can do. I think, okay, we're just committed to being overcommitted. We can at least make Cosmo the penalty taker. Whatever hope we had, it's now gone, I think. I don't know, I feel like we had to roll the dice there, and we did it, and it didn't work out. And sometimes it just don't work out, I guess. I think at some point we'll officially give up and we'll turn the tackling down. I'm not ready to officially give up just yet. As long as it's possible to have 3 shots, it's possible to score 3 goals. He had some shots, didn't he, the lad? Oh no, not really, only one. Where did our shots all come from? Just all over the place, really. Yeah, just really distributed. And I think there's one of the problems, we just couldn't get the shots on target. I think one thing that we have done is that our starting squad have players that are really good finishing and composure and sort of goal scoring attributes. And now we replace them all with players who are better physically, but just not as good with those core goal-scoring attributes. And now we sort of can compete, I guess, statistically, but with everything that doesn't matter, basically. But with the score, we're just not competing. Because before, if we created 14 chances, we definitely would have scored more than a goal, probably. We definitely would have had 1-3 shots on target. And now it's a real possibility that we can have 14 shots, just 3 on target. We can be pretty wasteful. And yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult because we played against really established teams that are pushing and even qualifying sometimes for Sense Cup places. So We just started. So how much do you realistically expect to compete? We definitely are competing. We could have played this match 10 times over and we would have got a result. Probably more than once. And the same as the last cup match, I think we would have got a result far more than once as well. So how much can you be critical? I think you can just be disappointed. I mean, it's also the case that unfortunately these early rounds of the cups come early in the season, and as a new user we are still building our squad at that point. So even if we could have just had, you know, another week, it would have made what it could have. We could have signed another key player or two easily. That could have made a pretty profound difference in these matches as well. I think all we can really do is say that let's hope that we, you know, at least we didn't get knocked out in the first round of the 90-minute FIFA Cup, and just hopefully we can get through another round in that. That's all we can really do at this point. And then if we do get knocked out, you know, all we can really do is just focus on winning our league, and just building our team properly, and hopefully, you know, doing a bit better in the cups next season. So cheers and thanks for watching, and catch you for the next match. I think there isn't much more to say. Decision making, I think where it all went wrong was that we were pausing early. Let's just say what we did wrong. I think we did do some things wrong here as well, which we've got no one to blame but ourselves when that's the case. If you're the underdog and you're making mistakes, there's nowhere to hide. It's all your fault basically. So we're being outplayed early. We're saying, oh, we just want to avoid conceding that early goal. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. And we're saying it and we're thinking it, and I'm even pausing it. And there's stuff that we could have done. We could have played a bit more awkward, but we could have moved 4 across the back. We could have set up slightly more defensive. Could have had a more defensive mentality. There are things definitely that we could have done without making a substitution. There are things we could have done to have reduced the chances of us conceding that early goal. And we didn't. And then we unpaused, and then we thought, oh shit, actually we should definitely do that. What are we thinking? That's a massive mistake. We definitely should have changed it to go more defensive. Quick, let's pause it again. Go on and pause it again, and bang, they score. And then basically, pretty much, not literally game over, but from that point, you're saying, well, we're in with a fighting chance here. We've got a mountain to climb. And we did that to ourselves. It was our own fault. We should have paused, you know, we did pause it. That's the thing. That's even worse. We actually paused it, and we still didn't change it to go more defensive. If we had of, maybe they don't score this goal, and then if you get to the point, you know, this point later in the match, if we're not losing and we're getting through down to here, then it's all different. It's very different. Even if they score 1 at that point, you're like, well, we don't have to take the big risks yet. It's when they scored that second goal, then we're like, we have to take the risks, and then we took the risks, and really, it just didn't work. But if we never had to take those risks, we don't take them. And if we don't take them, then it doesn't not work, basically. It's all different. And this early goal, it really just gave us a mountain to climb when it was completely unnecessary for us to have a mountain to climb. There are things that we could have done that would have mitigated this, that could have reduced the risk of it happening. And with the reduced risk of it happening, maybe it doesn't happen. And maybe, we set up more defensive and it works better for us. Because this is the thing, we're focusing us, but then they're playing 5 across the back and a holding midfielder. They don't have hardly anything much going forwards. They've only got 3 players. Really. Look, we only got 3 defenders to stop them. So yeah, we've kind of played into their strengths. If we stack the back line, if we have 4 across the back and a holding midfielder, maybe they can't break us down. And maybe, just maybe, we even get a bit of the run of the play, and maybe we score first when we're playing defensive, and maybe we can take off an attacker for an extra defender and play more defensive and consolidate that position. But none of those maybes get to be possible because we don't make any changes when we pause, and then they score, and from that point it's just not logical. We're creating something, we're doing enough. They've scored a goal. We're on track to have 14 shots or so. We did have 14 shots. And we're on track to score, and we did score. And all that's fine, except for the part where they scored 3 more goals. And if we were more defensive, maybe they don't score 3 more. Maybe they don't score any. So it's all our own fault, basically, in this case. You know, you can't afford to make the mistakes when you're the underdog at all. It's just when you're a bigger team like we were with Atlanta, you can make mistakes and you can still get results. But when you're the underdog, nope. You make the mistakes, you're gonna lose. So that's what happened. So cheers, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you for the next match.